What were your thoughts or considerations about working with me, working with this appointment program, any of that stuff?
Well, to be honest, what I very first thought was that it might just be another lead program. And
Mm-hmm.
anyone who's been in insurance and financial services for any length of time knows that lead sources are all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
And so what intrigued me most about it was that it was a preset appointment
Mm-hmm.
program.
Yeah.
So I like that idea that I'm not spending all my time as a telemarketer trying to call and set the appointments.
Yeah.
And it was I was a little bit skeptical, but also had some hope behind it. It's a little bit hopeful too.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're talking about, somebody who you've been around the industry. I mean, you're not brand new. You've been around for a number of years. What was maybe some of the differences between this program and some of the other programs you've worked with?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the preset appointments. It was not focused necessarily. It was focused more on client rather than a specific aspect of financial services. It wasn't final expense. It wasn't mortgage protection. It wasn't, one of these exact areas. And they all actually play into it. You have to get to know the client as you talk with them in order to determine what is the best solution for them.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people when they come into the program. They talk about what type of leads are these, or what are you going to coach us on selling? And it's like, well, here's what we're going to learn about. We're going to figure out how to find a problem, and then we're going to figure out how to solve the problem. We're not after a target of X amount of life insurance policies or X amount of annuities from the standpoint of solving the problem. And so, yeah, man, that's really cool. What about some of your numbers? I mean, do you have like a rough ROI or anything like that you can give us? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what people want to know. It's like, how much did you spend? How much did you make? Was it worth it? Would you do it again? That type of thing.
Well, absolutely. I continue to do it. It is a major part of what I do. The numbers on it, how do you put it? You might pay anywhere from $15 to $50 for a standard lead, whether that's mortgage protection, final expense, whatever it might be. And what with this is it's much more comprehensive. You have the opportunity to get big cases, and that's one of the things that I've wanted is because I had a lot of small dollar sales. I mean, just being frank,
Yeah.
I do a $22 life insurance policy, and you have to do a lot of those and a lot of paperwork in order to make a living doing that.
Yeah.
With this, my largest one was about $26,000.
Wow.
Is what I made on it. So it gives you that opportunity to get the shark every now and then, the whale, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
And then, but you're still ongoing. You're making a good living because there's always something with the clients.
Yeah. So let me ask you. That's a good point that you brought up. I do remember when you got that case. I remember talking to you about it before. What was the amount of time it took you? You start the program, and now you're closing a $26,000 case. How long did that take?
About 3 months, I think. The case actually took a little longer to get closed than I would have anticipated. However, I met with the woman. It was a month, less than a month after I started the program.
Yeah.
That I first met with her, and then of course you have to build the relationship and all that. But it began almost immediately. There was no delay.
Yeah, so you're talking about within 30 days of being in this program, you've identified a case, a pretty big rollover opportunity. You paid out a $26,000 commission, and that's the thing. Guys ask me like, "Hey, so what type of sales am I going to be making?" And I have to sort of like level the playing field and say, "Look, let's not make any mistakes. You're not gonna get into this program and have people call on your phone saying, "Hey, can you show me a ledger on a fixed indexed annuity?" Like, it just doesn't work like that. I tell guys all the time, we're not a pizza shop. We're not going to sit by the phone and take orders. We don't take orders. There is that relationship building. Some of them take 2, 3, 4 appointments, and the persistence. If it was super easy and you just had to answer the phone and write an app, then everybody would be doing it, and you wouldn't be getting you wouldn't be getting those big commissions. Any comments there in terms of like how you've been able to use this to grow your system, the program, working with me, anything?
Well, what you end up encountering, and you get it as I went through it, you get to identify the larger dollar cases where there's the potential for more money.
Yeah.
And of course, you're going to put in more more concentration, more effort on those particular clients. Not that you're not helping out everyone you talk to who you can help.
Yeah.
Because you do. You give them the service. But frankly, they don't need the kind of attention that a bigger dollar case, if someone needs to transfer $300,000 or $400,000, that's a different scenario, and requires a little more work. It requires a little more relationship building and so forth. And I've gotten good at identifying where those are. Once I talk to the person, I get a comprehensive background on them, and people can tell. People can tell with your program. It isn't just, hey, here's the lead or here's the appointment, go. It's getting a comprehensive background on the individual, identifying what their needs are. It kind of guides you all the way through every aspect of working with and solving the problem for any particular client.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and that's what I tell guys all the time. It's like you're going to get paid to the degree that you solve a problem.
Yes.
That's what I tell people. Solve, don't sell. Cool, man. Well, that's great news. I'm glad to hear you're rocking along. Anything like parting words or anything you'd like to say to maybe somebody that's like struggling right now who, because we obviously know that COVID mixed everything up and it just cut everybody off from in-person, face-to-face. That still has had an impact on a lot of people today because you can only flip your existing book of business or work for referrals for so long. Is anything that, you would say to the guy that's sort of like on the fence or struggling or, anything of that nature?
Absolutely. What I would say is give this program a try. Now, when I say give it a try, that means it doesn't mean just, do it for 2 weeks and see if you get a big case. It means follow the program, get the appointment set, and then use the training. I can't tell you how many cases I've lost in my career because I didn't have the step-by-step training that's provided with the program.
Yeah.
If I had that, there's so many annuity cases. I wish I'd known this training, right? And I know that you lost a lot in your career developing it, a lot of the training, right?
Yeah.
You found out what mistakes not to make, and so when you do it, give it a real effort. Go through the training, use the training, give it some time. Follow how you build those relationships with the client. Really put your mindset into, I'm going to make this work, and then you've got all the tools right there in the program to make it work.
Yeah.
Frankly, if you just keep at it, and that one case paid for every lead I'm going to need probably for the rest of my career.
Yeah.
Or at least the next many years, right?
Yeah.
And that was not by no means the only case I got. I had a whole bunch of different products and clients and future clients now as well from the program. So it keeps you busy, it keeps you engaged, and you're not assembly line type of sales.
Yeah.
You get to use your skills. You get to use the training you learn along in the program. So it's absolutely jump on board, but do it with the mindset that you're going to make it work. You're going to use all the tools available to you.